Why do soldiers who don't know each other fight to death on the battlefield? It was 1963 psychologist Stanley Milgram changed the way we thought about human nature forever. He set up an experiment at Yale University to explore obedience and the dark side of human behavior. A very special background of this experiment is that it's the year after Adolf Eichmann being brought back to Jerusalem to stand trial and be executed. We all know that soldiers in World War II carried out cruel orders at the command of their officers, but why did they obey them? You may argue because they are soldiers, they can't disobey, right? So Milgram's experiment wanted to see what happens when regular people are put into situations where authority says obey. So Milgram and his team recruited a diverse group of volunteers for a psychology experiment. He gathered everyone in a classroom at Yale and told them it was an experiment about the effects of punishment on learning, that they would be splitting into teachers and students, and the teachers needed to administer shocks to the students when they answered questions incorrectly. They would be using a shock generator that started at 45 volts, and as the wrong answers pile up, so do the votes. But don't worry, those shocks were fake, and the students were actually Milgram's people. So all subjects play the role of teachers. The students were trained to give wrong answers on purpose, and their responses triggered pre-recorded sounds of pain. At 300 volts, they pounded on the wall, begging to be released. Then after 350 volts, they fell silent. No sound nor answers, just like the student passed out. At this point, many teachers started feeling uneasy. They wanted to check on the students, worrying for their safety. Some even said they wanted to stop, but the experimenter was trained to push back. They told participants particular things following an order. Please go on. The experiment requires that you continue. It is absolutely essential that you continue. You have no other choice. You must go on. These words acted as commands to obey. If after 4 pumps they still wanted to quit, the experiment terminated. But if they caved to pressure, the shocks keep coming until they hit a maximum of 450 volts. Only then did it all finally end. And the shocking truth? Everyone would start the physical punishment, that they generate shocks at least once. About 65% of participants pushed the voltage all the way up to 450, the maximum. Despite feeling uncomfortable, they kept going. Milgram's goal was not to show that everyone was evil, but our capacity for obedience, even at a great moral cost, and how easily ordinary people could commit abuses under authority.